It mightn't have been the greatest Saturday for footy in round 12, but my God, with the players that Geelong had out, it was an unbelievable performance to get up at Marvel Stadium and get a win. Chris Scott did an amazing job, as did the Cats players. So nothing's going to be taken away from that. However, their opponents are the most fraudulent good football team in the country. And frankly, I'm over it. So, let's talk about them. When it comes to the nitty-gritty of this video, it is going to be largely the Geelong game, and the overarching problem is going to be kind of my rant. So that is what the video is going to be about. But let's talk about the game itself. The Cats had plenty of blokes out. Plenty of blokes. And sure, the Dogs, were they at full strength? No. In comparison, no excuse. None, zero, nada. And even when you looked at the stats, I didn't watch this game live. I've watched it back, but I didn't watch this game live. So when I went through the stats originally and saw these numbers, I went, another tip right. Haven't got one wrong yet at that point. We are feeling good, people. And then I looked at the score. And, no. To the Bulldogs, what is going on? No, seriously. What is going on? Because you've got these blokes specifically, that just loved getting the footy, didn't they? They just loved getting the ball in their hands, chipping it around. How good are we? And they only had a couple of extra inside 50s. But Geelong didn't have a midfield, so that's okay. They were winning the ball out of the middle. They were winning it at stoppage, and they just kicked inaccurately. That could have been a reason. And 2 more clearances. What? Two more clearances. McRae, Bontempelli, Treloar, Libba, Bailey Smith. Caleb Daniel, who's been playing as a midfielder. Against a Geelong midfield without Dangerfield, without Duncan, without Holmes, without Guthrie, without anyone of substance in that midfield, basically, and that's no disrespect to the Geelong players. That midfield, this all-conquering midfield, nope. F, failed. And frankly, there are more F words I'd like to throw in here, but I don't want to A, get demonetized, or B, make my content go down that path, I don't think. But seriously? I mean, come on. Speak about a team that is so top-heavy. You think of Geelong in that 1989 to 1995 period. It was a common criticism that they had the superstars up the top. You had your Gary Ablett seniors. You had your Stonehams, Couch, Buse. You had these guys that were awesome. Yes, I've probably missed some off that list. But what about the next run? The gap between, say, a Buddha Hocking and then just another wingman, for example, was quite vast. Therefore, they were a really good team, could produce really good results, but when push came to shove and they got champion teams in the grand finals, which they did, they faltered. Well, the Bulldogs have got a really, really good midfield, apparently. And they're not getting the results. They're going to finish anywhere between 4th and 12th, and they're going to go nowhere. And that's, it is what it is. Sorry, Dogs fans. But when you look at this, when you look at the amount of blokes that got the footy, 30 plus disposals. Dogs had 4. Cats had none. None. 0. Nada. Above 25, and then above 20... the young Cats started to stand up, and then above 15, bang. It was even, and clearly, with 1 less disposal per inside 50, the efficiency of the Cats was outstanding. Outstanding. Guys like Mitch Nevitt, Tanner Bruin, the experience of Isaac Smith and Jeremy Cameron. Mark Blitzarves was awesome as well. The Dogs wilted. And frankly, I don't know how much time a premiership buys you. Right now, we need to accept that Luke Beveridge is both a premiership coach, which is amazing. That drought-breaking flag was awesome. I will never say anything that invalidates that. Never, not once, nada. But Luke Beveridge, premiership coach, has never finished in the top 4. Yes, they got to a grand final, but they were smacked, couldn't stop the momentum. And they're a good team. The Western Bulldogs are a good team and are a good footy club. but they're no closer to a flag. They're not winning the flag. They're not close to winning the flag. They're not going to win it this year. They're not going to win it next year. Is it Bevo the problem? Is it the players that are the problem? I've got a big problem with everyone that is seemingly overrating Marcus Bontempelli as a captain. Because, yes, admittedly, the Bont is anywhere from 1 to 5 on the best players in the league. No matter what I think of him, he will always be, for the rest of his career, I believe, anywhere 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 best players in the league. He's not one of the best captains in the league. There is a systemic problem at the Dogs, and that problem is, let's let the good players run the show, and it's kind of going to shit. 10 goals, 15, yes, was a problem. No doubt. No doubt. You got to kick straight. That's not Bevo's fault. It's not the Bont's fault, although he did kick a couple of behinds. But it's not an individual player's fault. You kick 10 goals, 15. In howling winds. Oh, wait, it was at Marvel. I want to thank the sponsor of this video, Capital Edge Australia. They are the country's leading residential real estate and property investment educators. They are wanting everyday Australians to grow generational wealth through property and want to educate you on how to do it. Whether you're setting up a meeting or you just need an update, whether you need to find an accountant, builder, or conveyancer, it will cost you nothing if you work through Capital Edge. You are wanting to make the process as quick, efficient, and easy for everyday Australians. If you click the first link in the description below, you'll be able to get a free online copy of this book here, Becoming an Educated Property Investor. It is the 3rd edition. As the real estate market trends and styles continue to evolve, so do Capital Edge Australia. If you want to visit their website, you absolutely can, capitaledgeaustralia.com.au. That is the second link in the description as well, and get started on your journey. A massive thank you to you guys for supporting the channel, and a massive thanks to Capital Edge Australia for jumping on board. Come on, this is ridiculous. Cats came in with an awesome game plan. The Dogs right now, though, they're on shaky ground. Sure, there are a lot of teams better than them, and on their day, the Dogs could just about beat everyone. But what about when it's not your day? That's what separates the good teams. That's why I've got doubts, even over your Melbournes, your Brisbanes, even Geelong, their opponents, the Bulldogs, Freo, yada, yada, yada. Whoever wins the flag this year, and it's currently Collingwood and then Daylight, in my opinion, for the best teams in the league. But it's going to be whoever can play decent enough footy when it's not their day in order to turn it around and make their day. And currently, Bulldogs are nowhere near that. And after this video, they're going to kind of seep into mediocrity probably for me in terms of relevant until finals or until something changes. Because having Dale, Daniel, Treloar, Libba, Bailey Smith, these guys have 25 plus and flick it around and try and figure things out, that ain't getting it done. Why they got Rory Lobb is beyond me. Doesn't look like he fits the structure. And yes, they've got a couple of guys to come back. But come on. This is taking the piss. They're taking the genuine piss at the moment. They need their second rung of players to improve. They need the third rung of players to improve. Look at Oscar Baker, for example. Oscar Baker on the wing has been an awesome pickup. 22 touches, thought he was great, never stopped trying, his run was awesome. But who else that you wouldn't consider on that A-grade path would you say was great? Exactly, none of them. And sure, it'll only take 1 or 2 a game. It will only take 1 or 2 a game. But if they're not doing it against a depleted Geelong, how are they going to do it in finals? I've lost faith in them. Fraudulent football team. And now, I'm sick of talking about them. What do you think about the Dogs? Comment below, let me know. Share the channel with a friend. I would really appreciate that. A massive thank you to Capital Edge for sponsoring this video. You can visit my Patreon at patreon.com/DazTalksFooty to get bonus content. Something really cool coming this week as well, which I appreciate. Take it easy, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you on Wednesday. Goodbye.